Years of hard work. This was supposed to happen. We worked for this, so don't act like, wow, am I this good? Just be humble. You know you're good, and people will gravitate toward you.
On a quiet Sunday evening, March 2nd, 2008, 17-year-old Jamil Shah Jr. was shot to death by an illegal alien, just a few short yards before he got home. His death has sparked a furor over the don't ask, don't tell immigration policy of the Los Angeles Police Department. We have all the frustrating details over this terrible tragedy, next on Full Disclosure. Hello, I'm Leslie Dutton. Today on Full Disclosure, we're bringing you the news behind the news in this part one of our interview with Anita and Jamil Shah Sr., the parents of a murdered young man. Anita Shah was serving in Iraq as a sergeant in the United States Army when she was called in to see her commander.
They called me in the office, and when I went in the office, the chaplain was in the office. I'm like, okay. What's going on? So they told me to have a seat, and I sat right next to the chaplain, and my commander stood in front of me with he printed out the paper, and my first sergeant was sitting at his desk. I don't know where my platoon sergeant was. I just know he was in the office, and the commander takes the paper off, and he reads. He says, "Sergeant Shaw, I'm sorry to inform you, but your son Jamal has been killed." And I'm like, "No!" And I remember it was shouting, "No, no!" I was sitting down, and all of a sudden I'm up and I'm across the room. I'm screaming, I'm kicking, I'm hitting. They're blocking the doors. Everybody's telling me calm down, and I'm like, no, no, how could this happen?
They had a nickname for their son. They called him Jazz. We asked Mr. Shaw to tell us about how it unfolded.
I'll start with Sunday morning. We had woke up Sunday, not woke up, but we go to this camp in Pasadena, a clinic, every Sunday morning. We usually go to church, but for 10 weeks we had this clinic to go to in Pasadena. So what we would do is go there for like 3 hours, and it's like for the elite athletes that are, they're trying to get to Division I college. These guys are like invited there. So it's a good day. We go there every Sunday. We was like about 8 weeks into it. I only had 2 weeks left. And on the way home, like we usually do, stop at get something to eat. And what you want to eat? Let's go to McDonald's. He wanted a kid's meal that day, Happy Meal. He just was a kid. He just turned 17 a couple of months ago, before he got murdered, and we got a Happy Meal, got some food, dropped all the friends off, came home. He gave his little toy to his brother because my mother was watching him that day. So he asked me could he go to the mall in the car, and I really didn't want him to let him go. So I ignored him, thinking maybe he won't ask again, because I don't, you don't want the kids to go outside. I'm always thinking something's gonna happen, Sometimes I'm overprotective. And I ignored him, like I didn't hear him. So we got in the house. He said, "Hey, Dad, can I go to the mall? Remember I asked you?" I was like, man, with who? I wanted a reason, an excuse to say no. So I hope he mentioned some kid that I could say, oh, no, you can't go with him. So he told me who he was going with. Of course, he was one of the good ones, So I was like, oh, man. I was like, all right, man, just until 7, because we got to go to the, get your track spikes, because he had a track meet that Friday. So we go, so he said, okay, cool, got his clothes ready, got dressed, hugged, and he said, all right, see you at 7, don't forget, 7 o'clock, be in this house. Okay.
And that was the last time Jamil Shah saw his son alive. As the evening started, Jazz was apparently running late. His streetwise father was concerned.
I get here, it was 7 o'clock, no Jazz, 7:20. Like I always do, I'm calling, I'm stay on the phone. And I called him and said, hey, man, where you at? He said, oh, man, I'm on the bus. We missed the bus, got on the wrong one, and we had to get off and change buses. By the time we got back to the right bus, we're off schedule, so we on our way. I said, man, you should have called me. I would just came and got you. We was ready to go anyway, waiting for you. He said, oh, it's cool. I'm on the bus, so, you know, we're all right. We're safe. Because he knew that was my main concern. You know, not that he's in trouble, but he was safe. I said, all right, reluctantly, sort of upset because he didn't call me. I said, I'm going to call you in about 45 minutes to an hour, give you a chance to get here. I called him about an hour later. I called him, and he said, oh, Dad, I'm right here on the bridge, right around the corner. You know, the freeway is right here. There's an overpass across the freeway. He said, I'm actually on the overpass as we speak. So that's just like right around the corner. He would have went down to the corner, came back home. He said, I'll be there in about 5 minutes. Oh, okay, cool. Felt relief, like, whoo, he made it home again. All right, today's a good day.
But his relief was short-lived. Moments later, he heard the gunshots.
All of a sudden, pow, pow, woo! I remember saying, damn, because it was like, woo, that was close. You could tell that was close. And I picked up the phone. First I went to the window and looked outside. Didn't see nothing. I guess the guy was running back to the car at that time because I didn't see him. I didn't see nobody. And I was like, uh-oh, I hope Jazz just gets shot because I know where he should be at. I know where the gunshot came from. I'm thinking, man, this don't look good. I picked up the phone to call him and say, hey, man, somebody's shooting. If you're not to that spot yet, you know, turn around, go the other way, get in the bushes or whatever, something. You know, I'm coming to get you. Came outside to see what's going on, you know, and I eased outside and looked to see what was going on because he didn't answer the phone. And, oh, my God, he was laying down the street where the monument is. Laying there. I was like, oh, God, oh, my God. And just that fast, he was right there in my face. That sound, I could hear it in my ear. His face was right there. I was like, damn, he looked like he dead. You know, because he was asleep. His eyes was closed, head was to the side. He looked like he was just really good sleep, and I knew that he's not sleeping down on the sidewalk. And I went running down there, as you know, this is happening real fast, right? I went running down there full speed, and I could see already from here that he had something was going on with his forehead. I was like, what? You know, it just stood out. That what the heck is that? As I'm going running, I could see it's a hole. Oh my God, the boy's dead. I'm from here to you, and somebody grabbed me. Was like, no, you don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. I'm wrestling with people, and the police came, trying to find out what the hell, who the hell did that? I'm literally screaming, who did that? What? Just was so mad. My mother and sister ran outside. Jamil, what's wrong? What's wrong? Jazz is dead. What? Somebody just killed Jazz. Everybody just hysterical. What the? Oh, it was just. I went crazy. I lost my mind. I was just so mad. Who would do that? Why? And I remember screaming to him, I love you, man. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm sorry, man. I'm hollering. We did everything right. We did everything right. I'm just mad.
We did everything right. And still, Jazz is dead. How could this happen? Every parent's worst nightmare. Then the dark questions start. Was Jazz culpable in this crime? Was he a gangbanger? When we come back, we'll talk to Anita and Jamil Shaw about their son and his background. We'll be right back.
A concerned citizen and activist for more than 3 decades, Leslie Dutton works to ensure you have a voice in government. Through Full Disclosure's online video blogs, she's asking the tough questions.
Where on earth is the mainstream media?
And you can participate.
We want to hear from you on this issue.
Full Disclosure video blogs, the news behind the news, online at www.fulldisclosure.net. Get involved today.
Welcome back to Full Disclosure in our interview with Anita and Jamil Shaw, parents of the young man who was murdered on his street, just a few steps away from his front door. Was he just an innocent victim, or was there a reason why he was shot? What kind of a boy was Jamil Shaw Jr.?
Yeah, he was a real good kid. You know, from day one, he was really social, always good, always friendly. He could always talk to people. I used to always say, you know people? No, I just met him. I thought you knew him for a long time. You know, he was really a nice person. He got along with everybody. Never been arrested, never been to jail, never been in the school police, never been suspended from school. And he wasn't like the Pope running around holy water on people. You know what I mean? He was just an average, decent American citizen. And he helped me be my son, you know. And he was just so well behaved, you know. He bought into, I don't want to get in trouble. And, you know, I made him scared of the police stations and scared of jail. He didn't want to go, 'cause I let him graphically actually talked about it to where he was like, woo, I don't want to go there. You know, I was always a good storyteller, so I made him believe that if you do the right thing and you do everything right, you're going to get rewarded down the road.
Apparently, Jazz was very close to his family. Unlike many typical teenagers, he was openly proud of his relationship to his mom, dad, and little brother.
Jazz always liked to give me hugs in public. When he was with his friends, you know how most teenagers don't like give their parents hugs, like, I'm too grown for that.
Yeah.
He's like, this is my mama, I'm gonna hug her. And hug me, kiss me, sit on my lap. I'm like, okay, you a little too big for that now. I went to his junior high school. I talked to one of the teachers down there, and they're like, I remember him when he was in my class. All he wanted to do at lunchtime was play football. That's all he wanted to do with the other kids. No problem. I was like, wow. I knew he was good, but wow, it's nice to hear it from a teacher.
Next day, you know, the word spread, and they had to get all these counselors to the school because the whole school was just devastated because he was so popular.
Yes, but some parents aren't aware of the dark side of their children. Was there any history of contact with law enforcement? Either school police or city or sheriff? We ask him. Has anybody checked his criminal background?
You know, when it first happened, they didn't check. But as time went on, you could just feel that they're investigating and want to make sure what he was doing. They realized he had no juvenile history. He was still a juvenile. I mean, he's still a minor, but he wasn't never in no CYA, juvenile halls, school police, nothing. They checked everybody. They realized, man, this kid was good. You know, he had no background. He wasn't gang banging.
Mr. Shaw explained that it unfolded just like a mystery novel.
We didn't even find out what happened until the funeral. They came to the funeral and told us what happened. We got the guy and didn't have a press conference later on. Then after the funeral, we were out here doing the repast, and they said, hey, turn the TV. Everybody came inside. The mayor was there, and Chief Bratton and Herb Wesson said, hey, we got the guy, 19-year-old guy, Espinoza, 18th Street gang. So we knew that time, but nobody said nothing about his legal status. Of course, that was next. Was he a legal alien? Because people who was involved with that kind of stuff was trying to find that out. Me, at the time, we wasn't really into the if he was a legal alien or not thing at first. I mean, we just found, oh, we got the guy who did it, 18th Street gang.
So at first, it was enough to know that they had the criminal and that he was a member of the notorious 18th Street gang. The mayor and the chief of police were getting tough on gang crime, and this fit perfectly within their playbook. But then, when it was revealed that he was an illegal alien, suddenly all of the city officials went for cover.
When people found that out, whoo, that's when you could see that everybody picked a side. Then first, everybody was all together, one big community. We were sorry what happened to this boy, and we were mad that he got killed. But when it became he was illegal, separated sides. You can see that the mayor picked his side, all the council people, everybody who was on the side of good was over here. Everybody was on the, well, just put it this way, people who were on the side of right got on this side. People on the side of wrong moved to that side, because people who were wrong, they knew that he was a legal alien. He shouldn't have been here. We found out how the LA County let him out without calling ICE. ICE never checked him. They let him out on a Saturday night without supervision, no probation department checked him out, nothing like that. They let him out on a Saturday night, unsupervised pretty much, knowing that this boy had just got out of jail with assault with a deadly weapon, resisting arrest, battery on a peace officer. He did all that, only got 4 months in jail. We were overcrowded, so they let him out into the public.
So the justice system failed to protect Jazz Shaw. Pedro Espinoza had been arrested and convicted for several violent felonies, served a minimal sentence in the county jail, and was released early without anyone noticing that he was not in this country legally. What was the response of the public officials? Shh, be quiet.
It just seemed like they didn't want us to talk about that part anymore. The legal immigration part, it was like, no, don't talk about that part. It's going to cause trouble in the community. That's what I was first hearing.
Where was this coming from? Being full disclosure, we wanted to find out who would want to actively suppress revealing this flagrant weakness in our public justice system. Was it because of their inexplicable fondness for Special Order 40?
It started with the mayor's office.
The mayor's office and Herb Weston office.
City council.
The city council, yeah. Because when we went to the city council, we got the brush job from them. It was like, okay, we'll hear you, but we really don't want to.
They ain't listening.
They really didn't want to hear what we had to say. And even though other people spoke, we spoke last. They did not. We could tell they didn't want to hear what we had to say.
Why? Why would our public officials want to hide this critically important incident? The family began supporting an initiative which has been named after their son. It's called Jamil's Law, and it directly attacks the Don't Ask, Don't Tell Special Order 40 immigration policy of the Los Angeles Police Department. But the city officials seem to be embarrassed by the fact that Jazz was killed by an illegal immigrant.
Sometimes they do it differently. Some of them say, don't say nothing, just be quiet, you're getting used. Some would say, well, you want support from people, the higher ups, you got to get support, you got to drop the illegal immigration part. I used to do speaking engagements, so to speak. They would say, can you come talk to the kids about this or that? Then when I get there, they would say, do you mind not talking about the legal immigration part? And first for a while I did it. After a while I said, hey, no more of that. If you don't want to talk about Jamil's Law, I'm not showing up. Because at first it was, everybody wanted to get some help to the community about what happened. But then they knew my platform had changed from just, just get along, Rodney King kind of thing, till I'm pissed off. I started finding out y'all had him in y'all custody and nobody arrested him and he didn't get deported. And that's when it was like people started coming over. The mayor's office was first, because he was connected to that tree where it happened that the mayor was involved in it. So he came, and of course, he gave us support and everything, and you're just a good man and all that stuff, which was nice. But then once he found out he's a legal alien, he ain't been over here since. The mayor has not called me, hasn't said anything, hasn't wrote any letters, nothing. But he did mention once on his State of the City speech that a superstar in the neighborhood destined for greatness was gunned down in front of his house, but never mentioned by a legal alien gangbanger that we had in our system. The boy been in trouble since he was a baby, pretty much. We could have easily took care of this with just one button on the computer, checked him out, or a phone call ICE. He did nothing,
Are the LA City and the county trying to dodge their own obvious liability for turning loose this predator? We're going to take a quick break right now, and when we come back, we'll hear how the politics of the DA's office tried to tarnish the reputation of this murdered young boy, instead of aggressively prosecuting the cold-blooded killer. We'll be right back. It's one thing to see these little video blogs on the internet that are capturing a moment or two in time. It's another thing to hear a serious public policy maker reveal a situation that's impacting citizens across the country.
Full Disclosure video blogs online at www.fulldisclosure.net.
Welcome back to Full Disclosure and our interview with Anita and Jamil Shaw Sr. Jamil Shaw Jr. was murdered on 5th Avenue on the exact spot where some time ago Mayor Villaraigosa had personally planted a tree in a photo op to publicize his city beautification program. Now the mayor wanted to install a plaque where Jazz was slain to commemorate the death of a young man and the tree of life. For reasons that later became obvious to Mr. Shaw, there seemed to be a hurry to get the plaque in the ground. In fact, the city installed a temporary plaque since the permanent plaque would take weeks to cast and inscribe.
March 21st, they put the plaque down. And everything would seem so rushed, but at the time, it seemed okay because, you didn't put too much thought into it. But all of a sudden, the very next day, officially in LA Times, Pedro Espinosa, illegal alien. So we figured that's why they rushed it, because the mayor couldn't come back after that. He knew he couldn't come back, not because he wasn't wanted over here, but because he made his stand already on illegal immigration and with the sanctuary city and stuff like that. So he couldn't come back over here and talk bad about the illegal aliens. So they got the plaque down, temporary plaque down, in a hurry. And then the next day, the Times came out with the article. He was officially illegal alien, came from Mexico, and all the stuff about him.
When this final plaque was installed, the LA public officials were nowhere to be found at the permanent installation ceremony.
When it was made, of course, we're not coming back over there because now Mr. Shaw is deep into, you know, illegal immigration, Jamil law, Special Order 40, cities divided, all this confusion's going on because of this. So he couldn't come back and say what? I'm sorry about illegal alien killed your son? No, because he's been fighting against it.
Mr. Shaw brings up an interesting point that gang intervention has become big business in Los Angeles. Race wars don't bring in federal money like fighting gangs does.
They got this gang intervention money that they've been banking on, and now we got this money coming in for the gang intervention. We got a new gang czar, and we're gonna disguise this killing as a gang killing instead of making it racially motivated.
Mr. Shaw is bringing up something that seems to terrify public officials in Los Angeles: interracial homicides, especially brown on black killings. They nervously want to claim that Jazz was killed because of gang conflicts, not because of his race.
Because everybody's heard about this black on brown, brown on black killings from the Mexican Mafia and the Avenue 13 and the Florencia gang and the Gateway area, Florence Firestone. There was all these killings, Highland Park, when they were trying to get the black people out their neighborhoods. So they were killing blacks, and they were disguising it as gang killings. There was, oh, your son's in a gang. Oh, was he? I didn't know that. Then they go in the house and grieve because they're embarrassed. They don't want anybody to know my son was gang banging, even though they knew in their heart he wasn't in no gang. So when it got to me, of course, I wasn't going for it. I was like, saying, you know what? This is a racially motivated crime. And I started talking like that, and the evidence was pointing to that. That's when everything got really bad.
So the district attorney's office began a campaign to link Jazz to a gang, something that Mr. Shaw wasn't going to tolerate.
Jail. How is people getting out of county jail and getting a gun in 24 hours and killing people in the community just because they're black? Oh, well, maybe he thought that he was in a gang. Well, how did he think that? Well, he had on a Spider-Man backpack. Spider-Man. That's a gang attire.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, how is that gang attire, you know? And then he had some red in his belt, so maybe Espinosa thought, you know, and there's not a kid in America wears their shirt short enough to show their belt. You know what I mean? You know how kids dress. They wear their shirts so long, it's not like they have a nightgown, you know? Yeah. My son, I said, man, you can't wear no shirts below your thighs, you know, because long, some of them are just so long, this shirt's almost down to the ground. You know, it's not a nightgown. You want to lay down and go to bed. You know, so we knew they would just see, they were trying to find a motive.
We asked him if he knew what Pedro Espinosa, the alleged killer, was doing in their neighborhood.
But yeah, he was visiting a guy in the neighborhood, knocked on his door, looking for his son, and his son wasn't home. So on the way back to his car, saw my son coming. Ooh, the black kid, I'm going over there and kill him. Because it wasn't like he saw this notorious gangster that I've been looking for. He just got out of jail within 24 hours. So you know Espinosa didn't know nothing about nothing. He just happened to be here because this guy that he was going to visit, his mom and dad works at night, Latino guy. So it's like the party house all of a sudden. You know, they drinking beer, smoking weed and stuff. So Espinosa, not knowing, by him being in jail, not knowing what's going on, didn't realize that on Sundays, his mom and dad, that's their off day. So he came by on Sunday night. Now, any other guy's friends know better. Sunday night is the no party night at that house. So he went over there to party, probably drinks, got out of jail, do whatever you're going to do, knocked on the door. Hey, is your son home? No. Okay, well, tell him Pedro. Used his real name and everything. Tell him Pedro was here. He said, okay. He walked down the stairs, went down to his car. His dad said about a minute later, heard the gunshots. So Espinosa was basically coming to hang out. And on the way back to his car, ooh, I'm going to go kill this person right quick. It was so nonchalant.
And so the Shaws have begun a crusade to change LAPD's Special Order 40 with Jamil's law.
We don't want this to happen to another child. It's like the illegal aliens, gangbangers, they're coming over here from wherever country they're coming from, and they're killing all of the United States children.
The goal is to free the police to arrest, detain, and deport known gang members who are in the country illegally before they commit a crime.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to amend Special Order 40. We're trying to give the police officers a chance to fix the federal immigration rules, which says that if you're in the country 6 months, when you're in the country illegally, you get caught 6 months in the county jail. So that means when you come over here from day one, you have a warrant on you. It's like having a warrant. So if you get pulled over for expired registration and they find out you're illegal, then you have a warrant. It's like you having a speeding ticket you didn't pay and you get put up by the police. They're not going to ask you walk down the street, hey, you got a ticket on you? No, but when they check your ID, they find that out. When you pull somebody over, check their identification, why you can't ask them are they here a citizen or not? Where's there no database that could show that they're illegal, they're here illegally, and then you get deported? But they're letting them, they can't even ask.
Mr. Shah wants LAPD to use their statewide Cal Gangs database to identify known gang members and then have the officers verify their immigration status.
So what we want to do is we want them to be required to ask. You pull somebody over, they have a data. We even trying to get them to don't even ask. You know you have a database full of all the gangbangers. You know these guys been in and out of jail most of their life. They got tattoos on their face, on their head, on their arms. You know they're gangbangers. You know they've been deported before. You know they're doing crimes. Go over there and take care of business. Why are you going to wait for somebody to get killed or robbed or raped? You say, okay, he did a crime now. We'll go get him, put him in the jail, and let him right back into the neighborhood.
Which is exactly how the murderer wound up on Fifth Avenue and killed Jamil Shaw Jr. in cold blood. We want to thank Anita and Jamil Shaw Sr. for sharing their tragic story with us. And we want to know what you, the viewers, think. Do you think that the City of Los Angeles should revise their Special Order 40 policy of don't ask, don't tell, to allow police officers the ability to confront known gang members and challenge their immigration status? Please join us next time for part 2 of this interview, where Mr. Shaw will tell us how the District Attorney's Office tried to paint his son as a gang member and tried to intimidate Mr. Shaw to dissuade him from attacking Special Order 40. Please call our Full Disclosure Town Hall number at 1-800-867-7777. That's 1-800-867-7777. And if you leave your name and number, we'll get back to you. Or you can log on to our website at www.fulldisclosure.net and leave your opinion there. And if you leave your email address, we'll be happy to respond. I'm Leslie Dutton. Thank you.
Full Disclosure is a non-commercial public affairs program sponsored by the Citizens Protection Alliance. For a transcript or videotape copy of today's program or a listing of airtimes and channels, call our toll-free number at 1-800-867-7777 or visit our website at www.fulldisclosure.net.
is that different from the other roast? Savory dinner roast. They're both savory. Leanies. There's the leanies I told you about. Fry pats. That's the best of all of the vegetarian hamburgers. There are many delicious vegetarian hamburgers. Many, many, many. Amy's and Garden Burger. But the best of them all is Worthington Foods Fry Pats. You cannot get those in the store. You've got to go to a Seventh-day Adventist church, to the health store in the back, to get those Fry Pats. That's the best of all of the vegetarian hamburgers. And the next one is a commercial one that you can get in the stores. That is Grillers, the original Grillers. There's all kinds of flavors of Grillers, black bean and this and that. There's salami. It's fair. I do not recommend it. There's sliced chicken, vegetarian sliced chicken. It's good. It makes good sandwiches. And smoked turkey, vegetarian. And oh, this is delectable. Wham. It's ham, but it's vegetarian ham. And it's, oh, what? It tastes so good. Chicken broth, vegetarian gravy, McKay seasoning, cafe Roma, and tofu hero, all natural seasoning mix. What is this? Oh, this was nice of you, Mr. Richard Wolfley. This was so nice of you to print out the grid from it, www.thechatwithglendora, whatever it is, .com. And he printed it out, and show number, the first show that went up on the internet was on Independence Day of the year 2004. And it was show number 3,809. And this, Dick Wolfley takes this up to 4,456, which is where it ends on the www.chatwithglendora.com. And then YouTube picks up 4,000, show number 4,457, up to this current show, which I told you was what? 4,590, almost 4,600 shows. That's all right. It only took 34 years to do these. I think we're through with the announcements. Folks, you have any announcement? I'll cooperate with you. I will cooperate with you, folks, and help you with your announcements. That's my brother Gordon, my brother Ralph, my sister Helene, and youngest Glendora. And this is Glennie, folks. I want to remind you about two things about lawyers. I've reminded you about one: never hire one. Never have anything to do with a lawyer. This is Glennie Atlas, holding the world on shoulders with all these crooked courts. But I don't care. It's the thing to do. We've got to tell them that they're doing wrong, the judges, the lawyers, and the clerks. We have to tell them that we know they're doing wrong, and we have to show them how they can admit it, repent, reform, and give us good courts. Wouldn't it be nice if you could go to court and find somebody who would give you justice? Wouldn't that be grand? Well, it's not there, and it hasn't been there. The devil has got the courts. The mob is running the court, whatever mob it is. I don't know what mob it is.
Right, yeah, okay. I just kept going. I don't know where we're going right now.
You're either on 9 or 9H. I hope it's 9H, then you don't have to get off.
I'm probably on 9. No, we're on 9H.
Good. So you stay on it.
Yeah.
Well, that was a lovely trip. And didn't we do well?
Yep.
There's only one time we had to turn around, and that was one dead end, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed that dead end.
And we're just in time, too. My stomach's rumbling.
What?
And we're just in time, too. I'm getting very hungry.
You are?
Yeah, actually, my stomach started rumbling when we were driving through on the way back.
Okay. Now stay on 9H. Don't get off at Kinderhook.
No problem. I'm going to the fast lane since it's a truck approaching me rapidly.
Did you ever go to the Van Buren Museum?
Yeah, I've been there.
What did you think of it?
I thought it's pretty interesting, pretty historical there. At the president's house.
Did you ever add up all of the offices he held?
No, I don't remember.
Look at them all. You know, he was Vice President of the United States. He was the first President of New York State. That's how they put it. They didn't say Governor of New York, but he was.
Mm-hmm.
And he was...
President. Following Vice President.
Yes, and he was the Senator.
Mm-hmm.
And State Senator. And, I mean, all the offices he held. He was born in a tavern. He had red hair. They called him the Red Fox.
Yep. Red Fox of Kinderhook.
And they didn't verify that story about
signing okay?
Yeah, they said that they don't have verification on that. And, oh, can you explain this to me? 9H seems to me to be going in the direction of Boston, and Route 9 seems to be going in the direction of New York.
I don't know anything about the roads.
Yet he called this the New York, he called this the Post Road. And I said the Post Road to Boston. He says no, to New York. Because this is going southeast. And Route 9 goes south. But he was a very nice guide. His name was Tom. And everybody was saying they were from California and Ohio and Tennessee. And I said, I'm from Kinderhook. And you know, as I've told you, if you look out the Happy House window to the southeast, you're only 3 farms away from Lindenwald.
Right.
And so I asked him, where's the Kinderhook Creek from here? And he showed me. And that's where my neighbors live. Now, you want where the museum is, right?
Oh yeah, right.
You're going right by You're going right to the museum. You'll see our road. The West Gant Road? No. The Stuyvesant Falls Road. I'll show you. You go by Dr. Johnson's, the veterinarian?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that either, huh? Okay.
I vaguely know where that is.
Did you have breakfast?
I don't think I did this one. No, I did. Yeah, I think I did. I don't remember.
Now that's where we were yesterday, folks, remember? I took you all through there yesterday on the Canon camera because this one was full. Now you see, this comes out from Stuyvesant Falls where the post office is. You know where the post office is in that road that goes to the left?
I do.
When we go straight? We go straight by the post office and the road to the left at the post office. That's it. Be the glory, great things he has done. So loved he the world, he gave us his son. Offered his life and atonement for sin, and opened the light that all may come in. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Let the people rejoice. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. Let the earth hear his voice. Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son, and give him the glory, great things he hath done. Dr. Johnson is soon, and right after that you'll see BAC, and you want to go in there. You'll see our road.
Animal care clinic?
Yep.
Okay.
Next thing is our road, and right after that you go into BAC.
Oh, we're going to the museum first?
That's what it is. BAC is the museum.
Alright, we're stopping at the museum?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got 2 things to file. I would slow down now.
Right.
Because here's our road. You don't want our road. You want go by the road. Go past the road.
Oh, I was going to turn off here and go in the way we usually do.
Okay.
Because I already came to a slow down and
alrighty.
know that. Yeah.
This is our road. Ghent Falls, Stuyvesant Falls, Ghent, West Ghent. Take it easy on your tires. Isn't it amazing how yellow became such a color this year for cars? Charles went into the new showroom yesterday. See, if that Manders had been made out of wood, see, they are doing something. He is putting up a new building. Look at that, don't you think?
Excellent.
He is putting up a new building, folks. And over here something's going on too. He cleared all that, and look, the grass has already grown back in. I wish, Mr. Cohen, you would take away this rubbish, please. Please, Mr. Cohen, take away this rubbish.
Alrighty, so what are we doing here at the museum? What are we picking up?
Unlocking the door.
The door wasn't locked?
No. Yes. We are filing 2 things. I'm going to see if you can do them. We're filing a videotape for 2000, a VHS, Glendora Archives. And we're filing the trust document. Such a pretty color. You're a pretty color too. I'll take the keys.
It's in the door.
Oh, good. That's a good idea. Astris, you're lovely. So he is building a new building. We got the wrinkle out. Charles got the wrinkle out. Look.
Oh, excellent.
You're cold. You're getting colder.
Oh.
Come this way. You're getting warm. You're getting very warm. You're cooling down. You're cooling down. You're cooling down.
1990.
You're getting warm. You're getting warm.
VHS and 8 mil, 1999, 2000. That's all the way down.
I think you're hot. You're very hot. Oh, wait a second before you do it, honey. I want to make sure. I don't want to make all that work for you. It says hats at the top. Where do you see hats?
Oh, no, that's not
Is this hats?
No,
Go find hats.
it's here.
That's hats?
Yes, but it doesn't say 2000 on any of these. It says it's here.
VHS 2005. What's this one say?
That's a lawsuit for bruiser.
Oh. No, it's evidence tape. I'm sure it's this one.
Alrighty.
Jesus then got into the boat, and his disciples followed. All at once a great storm arose on the lake, till the waves were breaking right over the boat. But he went on sleeping. Well, you know, if you're in a boat and you're sleeping, and great waves come over the boat, and you keep sleeping, you must be really, really, really tired.
I would think.
So exhausted that you're just passed out from exhaustion. That's what that's telling me. So that they came and woke him up, crying, "Save us, Lord! We are sinking." "Why are you such cowards?" he said. "How little faith you have." Then he stood up and rebuked the wind and the sea, and there was a dead calm. The men were astonished at what had happened, and exclaimed, "What sort of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?"
Yeah. We got to stop there, John.
Okay. But boy, that shows you that they really hadn't developed their faith too much at that point, because
Well, they were just starting. Okay, we have to say goodbye.
okay. So we want to be able to have enough faith to believe that Jesus can stop the winds from blowing and the water and waves from coming over the boat and tipping us over and sinking and killing us. So folks, we want to put our faith in the Lord Jesus Christ to save us. Save us from all things. So once again, this is a chat with Glendora. My name is John McClendon, 103 Daniels Avenue, Pittsfield, Mass. 01201. My telephone number is 413-441-6774, and I take full responsibility for the making of this film.
And folks, remember that goodbye is short for God be with you.
Always, even until the end of the world.
Lo, I am with you always.
Even until the end of the world. Amen.
Yeah, I was here when it happened.
What happened?
Well, did you see the truck?
Hello, Daisy. Hello, Daisy.
So I guess that's why we've always had two Lincolns. You need one to boost the other. So, we're fit as a fiddle, shaped like a bass viol. Now I think we'll drive the 1980 Lincoln up and down the south lane of the driveway. Then we'll turn it off, see if it starts up again. And regardless, we will try to charge it all day. Are those good ideas? Let me know. We've stated the task, and throughout it all, we will stay in the presence of happiness. I wonder if there's anybody else we can help.
Registration, I need to have that from you.
Okay, the time is 10:36 a.m. The date is
Isbiel?
1996.
Has the market talk of flat tax gotten their tongue? Too bad, because there are buys out there in the tax-free bonds I sell. MGA 540
This is Officer Stead and
2011 to be
Officer
precise.
Harrington.
They're insured, rated AAA, and selling at 90% of treasuries, free of New York City, state, and regular federal income tax. I love what they're for.
Is this a current one,
Building a
Officer
great
Stead?
staircase at the other end of Grand Central Terminal and turning all but forgotten space into a mecca of dining and shopping in the heart of New York. Because these MTAs are for stores and cafes, they're subject to the alternative minimum tax. It simply means they have to pay more. All yours to keep if you don't have an AMT problem.
Officer Stead and Officer Harrington. The claim is that Glendora didn't stop at the stoplight at Gedney and Mamaroneck. There isn't any charge of not stopping or making a turn on red because this is not a school day. And the sign says certain hours on school days. Officer Harrington is without a tie, a necktie. I said, "Where's your necktie?" And he says, "It's in the car." Time is 10:38 a.m. Fade to black. Need a tying up traffic. We have enough traffic hazards as it is. How long does it take? Time is 10:40 a.m. The car. And it's badge 120, and I don't know what Harrington is. And as soon as I got out the camera, Officer Harrington quickly turned his back so that you could not see that he wasn't there. And then he walked back to the cruiser. What is the time now? The time is 10:41 a.m. The date is January 15th, 1996, Monday. Meantime go on rapes and robberies and murders. And you're tying up 2 White Plains police personnel on tribute. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Here he comes. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I got something to do.
Have a seat in the car?
No, we're not going to have a seat in the car. I have things to do. There are rapes, robberies, and murders going on, and here you got 2 policemen tied up on trivia.
I need you to sit in the car. It's for your safety.
I don't want to sit in the car. I want to get going. Now, there's no need of this.
Okay.
Documents
See if I can read
Your
it.
driver's license, registration and such. Okay, that's your paperwork.
Okay.
In this envelope is a summons I issued for failing to stop for the red signal.
Okay, I doubt that. I doubt
Okay.
that. I'm going before Judge Holden and Judge
Okay,
Friedman.
sure. It's returnable on the 27th.
Now I want to know what code you said I broke. Is it written here and can I read it? Is it
You
legible?
have to not hold it up to the light because they're thin, okay?
Wait a second. What's
This is
the
the section.
what traffic code did you say I broke?
It's
What
written
one?
on the summons in the
I
center.
want the number. You can't ever
I
read
tell you, ma'am, I'm
police.
waiting for you to get a piece of paper.
You can't read police
Okay.
officers' writing.
It's a section 1111,
Okay.
subsection D1.
Okay. D small or D?
D, small d, 1.
D1.
Okay?
Okay.
And
your
all
fir-
the
and what is
instructions are on the
Harrington?
summons.
What's Harrington's shield number?
I'm not aware of that offhand.
Oh, you don't know what
I
his shield
don't know
number?
every officer's shield number. No.
Oh, he's riding in the front seat with you and you don't know his shield
That's
number?
correct.
Okay.
Okay?
Do police lie?
I don't, ma'am.
Do police tell the truth? Okay, folks, we're leaving now. And what time is it? Do police tell the truth?
And who else has to be deposed? If you are dead set with the idea that you want to depose Judge Hall or Judge Duberstein or Mr. Galata or Pickin or other non-party witnesses, you will have to get judicial process in the district where they live, which is the Eastern District of New York. You will have to show reasonable cause for doing it, and as I say, you have a great chance the court out there will vacate it, but I have no need to discuss that. That is not a matter which happens within my responsibility. Glendora. Judge Brieant, Rule 2, local rules, says that home addresses have to be produced 5 days after request. I made the request a month and a half ago. May I have their home addresses? Judge Brieant. No. What good does that do you? Glendora. What good is the rule? Judge Bryant, the rule isn't any good either. The rule has a purpose. The rule is not meant to harass people or put their home address on the air. This rule is meant to help determine if there is true diversity in a diversity case. That is the purpose of that rule. Glendora, Judge Bryant, I object to that. I object to your comment in saying putting it on the air. The court, it's not on the air, I know, it's on the wires. Glendora, no, other than that, the court, why do you need it? Glendora, so I can get the information on these people. If you say that I'm going to fail with Judge Duberstein and everybody else, then I'm going to have to go out to Nassau County, and I'm going to go to Suffolk County, and I'm going to ask every person I meet, why did Cablevision take Glendora's program off TV? I don't see why the court should be solicitous of these people. They broke every law against the citizens, against the United States. Judge Bryant, I'm not solicitous of anybody. They are not even before me. Glendora, no, they never will be. Judge Bryant, that is quite likely true. Glendora, they are fugitives. They run away from everything, discovery, service, the law. It isn't fair. You know, enough is enough. Judge Bryant, I have ordered the deposition that you need at the moment, and I don't see what else I can do for you this morning. Glendora, just, speedy, and inexpensive. Judge Bryant, I think I now have to find out from the defendant what they want to do for discovery. Mr. Callaghy? Mr. Callaghy, yes, Judge Bryant. Just for the record, we have responded. The court, Judge Bryant, everything is for the record. Don't give me that. Mr. Callaghy, we have responded to the omissions propounded by the plaintiff. We have produced documents. My understanding is that the deposition that will be done on the 6th will be limited to the state action issue, which is the only issue that is in this case. Glendora, I object. I think it will be whatever deposition is appropriate under the circumstances, whatever the scope of inquiry would be in a normal case. The difficulty is that the plaintiff is proceeding without an attorney, and she is entitled to do that, and the court can't prevent that. This is a case which ought to have an attorney, and she's got the lawyers who came in as amicus curiae for the appeal, and really won the appeal for her. And I think they would do the deposition if she would ask them to do it. But she won't do that, and she has the absolute right not to do that. Mr. Callaghy, they have advised me personally that they are no longer involved, the court, Judge Bryant. Is that true? Mr. Callaghy, correct. Mr. Judge Bryant, they haven't advised the court. Mr. Callaghy, one of the issues that we have on discovery is we have requested a tape recording that she made of a Cablevision employee by the name of Garber. We would like to get that copy of that audio tape. At your cost, Judge Bryant asked. Mr. Callaghy, at our cost. Mr. Judge Bryant, when will you produce a copy at their cost? Let me take it one at a time. Glendora, did you say when, Judge Bryant? When would you like it? The 6th of November. Okay. 100% cooperation, 6th of November. You can have it done by a professional company that does those duplications, and the bill will be paid by the attorneys for the defendants. What else? Mr. Callaghy, any documents that she has which reflect any alleged contact that a Nassau County official had with Cablevision about her program. I assume that she doesn't have any, but if she doesn't, I'd like her to say so. Judge Bryant, any of those documents ought to be in your hands, so I think your client will have to produce any they have. Mr. Callaghy, we have produced all documents that we have to her. Judge Bryant, all right. Do you have any such letters? Does Glendora have any such? Glendora, I have letters. The court, all right. Produce copies of the letters. Glendora, but Judge Bryant, they say they produced documents. They haven't. This is a lie. And also, I want to go out there and inspect their files, and they won't let me do that also. Judge Bryant, you want to do what? I want to go out to Woodmere and inspect their files. All documents mentioning the name Glendora. Judge Bryant, I will order them to produce any letters written to them by any members of the public or public officials having to do with the program. Mr. Callaghan, we have already done that to the extent we have made a search. Judge Bryant, she says you haven't. I wasn't there. Mr. Callaghan, we have, Judge. Glendora, that one document, that's all. One. There are others. Judge Bryant, check and make sure. Don't get involved in the Kodak kind of thing. Have someone who really knows make an affidavit, not an attorney's representation. Get somebody who keeps the files. Mr. Callaghan, fine. We have produced 41 pages of documents for her, but we will do that, Judge. Glendora, Judge, that is not true. That is a lie. Here, perjury. How do you take a lie detector test of a lawyer? Judge Bryant, you see, this is not the kind of an issue which we ordinarily have to resolve. He says he sent you 41 pages. Glendora, I say it's a lie. Judge Bryant, there should be a covering letter that says enclosed are the following documents. If there is a covering letter on these documents, I think you ought to produce that too. Glendora, it's in your file. Mr. Callaghan, fine. If you didn't get the 41, we will give you another set. Judge Bryant, give another set. Glendora, I don't want another set because there is only one document in there. Judge Bryant, is it 41 pages? Glendora, no, it's 2. Judge Bryant, produce the rest of the 41 pages. Glendora, he did, and there isn't any. Judge Bryant, I am ordering them produced. Glendora, Judge Bryant, you have already copies that you ordered me to produce that way back in March. Judge Bryant, he says he produced 41 pages, you say he produced 2 pages. Glendora, it's in your file. Mr. Callaghan, the next item, Judge, is to the extent she has any documents that would bear on her claim that she has suffered actual damages by reason of the program. The court, Judge Bryant, there is a claim of actual damages apart from your loss of your First Amendment rights? Glendora, yes. Judge Bryant, what are your actual damages? Glendora, you can see the damages. Franklyn, instead of being at his part-time job, is losing $40 by being here today, and I have files full of that. I invited them with open arms to come in my offices and go through files. Judge Bryant, don't talk about the cost of litigation. Let's talk about the damages you suffered by their wrongful conduct. Glendora, yes, pages and pages. Judge Bryant, my understanding is you were working for nothing and you lost nothing. Glendora, pages, pages, postage, telephoning, printing. For what? Loss of income. For what? Loss of business. From what? For answering his lies. Judge Bryant, that is litigation. I'm not talking about litigation. Glendora, these are damages. Judge Bryant, you came here to claim damages from having been deprived of your opportunity to take the program, to have the program, right? You had a program and they took it away from you, right? Glendora, and the state court put it back on TV. Judge Bryant, right. Are you claiming damages as a result of that wrongful action? Glendora, yes, it's taken over our life for 2 years. Judge Bryant, have any out-of-pocket damages from that wrongful action? As you say, Glendora says, public access is volunteer. Public access is volunteer. Judge Bryant, yes. What about compensatory damages you granted me? Judge Bryant, he is now talking about economic loss. Glendora, so am I. Judge Bryant, I don't think you have economic loss. Don't confuse economic loss with compensatory damages for being deprived of your rights. You are entitled to whatever amount the jury reasonably finds for compensatory damages for violation of your rights. You are also entitled to your economic loss from the deprivation, if you actually had any, and Mr. Callaghan has a right to know whether you have or are claiming any actual economic loss. He has a right to know that. Glendora, Judge Bryant, I invited these people to come to our offices 5 blocks from the courthouse, right down there, to look over all the files they wanted, to make all the copies they wanted, to see all the videotapes they wanted, and they missed their own discovery date. They defaulted on it. They didn't show. Judge Bryant, forget that and answer my question. Apart from your compensatory damages for deprivation of your rights, are you claiming that you suffered an economic loss from the wrongdoing of taking off the program? Glendora, you mean expenses? Judge Bryant, economic loss. Glendora, expenses? Did I lose any money? Salary? No, you don't get paid anything. Judge Bryant, I understand that. Glendora, but I certainly have been damaged. Judge Bryant, to complete the record, they want you to state whether you are claiming any economic loss. If you tell them, I can't claim any economic loss because I don't have any, that is exactly what he would like to hear. But if you're not going to tell him that, then you have to itemize your economic loss and tell him what the documentation is. Glendora, you know that that's 0. Judge Bryant, I don't know that it's 0. Glendora, public access rules. There is no money involved. Judge Bryant, is it 0? Glendora, yes, it's 0. Judge Bryant, all right, that's been resolved. It's 0. Glendora, then it's public access. You can't have any money associated with it, and Congress legislated that. Judge Bryant, that point has been resolved. Mr. Callaghan, there is one final point related to that she has made certain contentions that she has sold ads on the public access. Glendora lies. Glendora says, lies. The Judge Bryant, just a minute. Glendora has just told the court on the record that she is not claiming any economic loss, that her economic loss is 0. That means to me that the only thing she can claim from the jury are the compensatory damages for the violation of her rights, which have to be at least $1 and might be more than $1 if the jury so finds. What she tells me on the record, that is her litigating position. Mr. Callaghan, one further point to the extent that she actually sold time. Glendora, wrong, it's a lie. Mr. Callaghan, then she was not entitled to go on public access, and all I want to get from her is a statement that either she did or did not obtain money from the entity known as Glendora TV ads between 1993 and the present. Judge Bryant, I don't see the relevance of that. Glendora, good. Judge Bryant, I don't see the relevance of that now that it's conceded there is no economic loss. Glendora, and it's a lie, Judge Bryant. I object to his lie. It's frivolous. It's against every rule there is. It's scandalous. Judge Bryant, once it's set forth on the record that she is not claiming any economic loss, whatever she earned elsewhere is not of concern. Mr. Callaghan, I'm not talking about elsewhere, but if she earned money from these public access programs, then she was not entitled to be on them. Glendora, I did not. The court, Judge Bryant, you didn't cancel her for that reason. Mr. Callaghan, correct. Mr. Judge Bryant, that is like coming around later and saying, well, if I had known that, I would have cut you off legitimately. Glendora, yes. Judge Bryant, I'm not going in.
We gather together to ask the Lord's blessing. He hastens and chastens his will to make known. The wicked oppressing now cease from distressing. Sing praises to his name, he forgets not his own. That's the Thanksgiving hymn. Tomorrow is All Saints' Eve. And that's what it is, and that's only what it is, All Saints' Eve. November 1st is All Saints' Day. Come, ye thankful people, come. Raise the song of harvest high. All is safely gathered in, ere the winter storms begin. God our Maker doth supply. No, God our Maker doth provide for our wants to be supplied. Come to God's own temple, praise the song of harvest high. I love this jacket with its velvet collar. I got it at Salvation Army. I think it was something like $5. And it's never been worn. How do you know, Henny Penny? Because the pockets are all sewn up. They haven't even been opened yet. Well, here goes. On All Hallowed, the eve of All Hallowed Eve. What is God? God is everything. God is everything there is. God is the universe. God is the cosmos. God is all. God is one. You and I are one. We are all one. God is continuous. Yes, continuous. God is not broken into little pieces. And God is only. So what do we have here? God is everything. God is all. God is one. God is continuous. And God is only. Now, there's God inside of you. There's God inside of me. And it's all the same God. And death is when your spirit leaves your body. The body goes on to be recycled into something nice, wonderful. All of the contents, all of the elements, all of the chemicals, all of the protein. But your spirit, the God that is in you, goes all over the place. It too recycles. It makes something new. So at a funeral you don't follow the dead body. At a funeral you follow that spirit and go with it. So the God inside of you, what's it called? It's called the Holy Spirit. It's called the heart, the soul, the mind, the still small voice. It's called, Jesus called it the Comforter. It's the conscience. Ah. Now you really know God, because you know your conscience very well. You and your conscience have a very clear relationship. You know exactly what your conscience has told you to do. You know whether you have done it. You have known whether you did what it told you not to do. So this is how you know God. So you're closer to God than you ever thought you were, because you know your conscience. And we're one. We cannot be broken apart. We're one with God. If you try to get away from it, you will always have the longing and the nagging to get back to it. What's that mean? We'll get your consciousness back to it. Consciousness, not conscience. Your consciousness back to it. And that's what meditation is. Reminding yourself constantly. And that's what counting blessings every hour is. Reminding yourself consciously, constantly, that you are one. There's this thing called ego and self. Stay away from it. Don't have anything to do with it. It wants to take a piece of God like this, see, and make it separate, and take it over here, and you say, oh boy, I got something that nobody else has, and I'm smarter than somebody else, and I'm better looking, and I'm better dressed, and I'm greater than somebody else. That's a farce. I can't put this on the ground because that's litter, but I don't have a pocket to put it in because they're sewn up. Oh, here's a shirt pocket. Be done with ego and self. Have nothing to do with it. It tries to separate you because you are all working together. We are all working together. Our job, we are the universe. We are the cosmos, all of us together. And our job is to keep the universe going and growing. We keep it going, keep it up to date and as good as it is, but we also make it better. It's our job to keep the universe going and growing. Now there's another thing too, eschew. What does eschew mean? Avoid. And that's evil. Okay, evil exists. Okay, if you want to say there's a devil, but you've got a choice. We can think about evil, or we can think about the good and great things that the universe is doing this very moment. We've got a choice. I say stay away from ego, stay away from evil, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, think no evil, and do no evil. Just stay away from it completely, along with staying away from the ego. Now another point here, folks, is evolving. Evolution means things are getting better. That's what evolution is, and that's what the universe does. Things are getting better. The things that are not so good are left behind. The things that are good are made better. It's obvious the evolution in the physical world, from one cell life to look what you have here, meaning you. But there's also a great evolution going on spiritually. Spiritually, we are getting better and better and better. Now, I not only feel this oneness for everybody here in the present, but I feel it for everybody in the past, all of those who came before us, and the wonders that they did. And they're evolving, and they're improving. And when you make a TV show, such as we're making now, but more particularly when you make the 30-second, the TV show called 30 Seconds, where it's a joke in a half of a minute, and it goes on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, well, you're just thrilled. with our technology brothers and sisters who heard that, who wrote it down, who made blueprints, who manufactured it, who marketed it, got it to us. Well, you're just full of love and wonder and praise. Be thou my high vision. Hello. How are you? O Lord of my heart, not all else to me, save that thou art. Hello. Hello. Thou my best vision, by night and by day, waking or sleeping, thy presence my light. Old Irish hymn, back to the 5th or 6th or 7th century. I have a list of the favorite hymns, 100 hymns, I think in the world or in the United States or English-speaking company, and one of them is How Great Thou Art. I don't know the words to that one, do you? Sing it to me. When I in awesome wonder consider all the world's thy hand is made. That's a beautiful hymn. And these words are very comforting and expressive. Think what they mean. On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. How I love that old cross, where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners was slain. I will cling to the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. I'm sure you read into that. What's the crown? You exchange it for oneness and the love that we all have in our working together, making the universe go and grow. And your trophies you lay down, you know, you read that, don't you? Sure. The ego you lay down. I don't like competition. I do not like competition. I just don't like it. Oh, my babies.
Haley, go pies.
My little babies. Oh, you cutie pies. That's little Zanetta and little Bailey dog.
Glendora!
Hello, Gio.
Are you purple?
So that's it. The trophies you lay down is the ego you get rid of, and the crown that you wear comes with your selflessness.
I don't even know if it'll start.
Now, our word is afraid. Afraid. Afraid means aghast, timorous, habitual, and constitutional lack of courage. And if we live what we've just been talking, we are not afraid. And then it also means commonly contemptuous. Well, I don't know what that means, do you? What does commonly contentious mean?
Come on.
And?
Come on. Come on.
Here's a note to you.
Mike.
And I don't know what it is. Goodbye, Bailey. You little sweetie.
Bailey, come on. Come on, Zanetta.
Bye, Danetta.
Zanetta, come on. Come on. Ed, you're not going with me.
Pray for them. They're treated meanly, I think, sometimes, as you just saw or heard. Done. Oh, I know when you're afraid. It's when you've done something wrong. If you don't do anything wrong, I don't think you're afraid. Now, what's the solution if you've done something wrong? Face it. Acknowledge it. Look it straight in the eye. And admit it. You've done something wrong. You shouldn't have done this. Correct it. Go back to it and do it over again and correct it. Two cars collided. The third car pulled up. A man got out of the third car and he said, "I saw everything happen. I'm a lawyer. I'll take either side." How can a lawyer write a paper that is 6,000 words and call it a brief? The lawyer said to the man, "All right, I'll take your case. I'll have to charge you a retainer. That's $5,000, and that entitles you to 2 questions." The man says, $5,000, 2 questions, isn't that expensive? "Well, maybe so," the lawyer said. "What's your second question?" A legal contract, an ideal legal contract, folks, consists of words too big to pronounce and writing too small to see. If a lawyer knows the law, he hammers the law. If he knows the facts, he hammers the facts. And if he doesn't know either, he hammers the table. One lawyer wrote to another lawyer and said, "Dear sir, I regret to inform you that our respective clients are in danger of agreement. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall." Said the lawyer, "The bricks in the wall were loose. We've got a great case. We'll sue Mother Goose." And the lawyer says, "I want a trial, a new trial on the basis of new evidence." And the judge says, "Well, what's the new evidence?" And the lawyer said, "I just found out my client has another $10,000. Let's do show and tell, want to? You've got a ready listener right here for show and tell. Why does it help to have somebody tell your troubles to? Why does that help? That's how psychiatrists make their money, right? Psychologists, they listen to people's troubles. Hello.
Are you taping?
How are you?
Are you taping?
I'm taping.
You're recording. Okay. Do you record? Did they come out of
You want to be interviewed?
Did they come out of the apartment here?
Okay. What, darling?
Did these gentlemen come out of the apartment right here? In the
yeah.
silver truck?
Yeah, just a second, folks.
Oh, okay.
How are you, folks?
I'm doing well, Glendora. How are you?
Oh, I'm glad to see you. I'm doing very well, thank you. Oh, what a lovely interlude. Oh, it's so nice to see my friends. Well, that was so nice. Particularly the teenager. She's a sweetheart. She's going to private school, and there's only 4 people in her class. I think she's about 9th grade. Only 4 people. That was really nice, folks. Now, we were doing show and tell. I want to thank Madam Chapin for all the good things that she did for the whole world. I got 99% on October the 23rd. What's that mean? I did everything my conscience told me to do except one thing. What was that one thing? I don't know. I don't remember. I want to thank Al Folsom. I want to thank Michelle in Queens for setting up the renewal of A Chat with Glendora on Queens Public Television, QPTV, borough of the city of New York. Very big one. And I want to thank Sue Casey for filling out the application, the renewal, over the computer. Sue never could have handled that, and Sue did it so deftly. The leaves came down, folks, and they were all over the stove. And I feel so sorry them, as you know I do. I've expressed that many times. But now, and they were really cluttering the stove and going into the hallway and everything, but now they're all gone. Do you know what happens? The wind blows them up against something. And as billions of leaves as there are, the lawns are clear. Little Chipmunk was back. Now she's gone away again, or he's gone away again. But I managed to keep birdseed out all the time somewhere. Is it missing? Yeah, it is. But I don't know if that's the rain and the wind. And I have a new phone. I have my LG Android track phone, Straight Talk. And then Chapin dropped her phone, broke the glass, and for a while it looked like it was not operable. And so I was thinking of buying a better phone, and I thought this ZTE was a better phone. And that's an Android, and that's a Straight Talk phone. But I need help. Somebody sit down and make a folder and put all those apps that I don't want. Dozens of apps I don't want. Put them all in that folder. And just keep out the apps that I need. I need somebody to download Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube onto the phone. I still don't understand Messenger. Do you? Somebody is burning leaves. Do you? Is this smell-o-vision? Can you smell it? Well, the person who ran into our mailbox never did fix it. And the post was wobbly, and the door was sprung, difficult to open and difficult to close, and that's not fair to our dear mail carrier, Lori, and her substitute Carrie. That is not fair. So Andrew and Sandy, I went and bought a new mailbox and a new post, $51. And Andrew and Sandy came and installed it. And it's plastic, and it's friendly, and it's fun to go up and get the mail now.